Hey there, my Zen friends. Good to have the seasoned yogis back and awesome to have the newbies on the mat. Welcome. So today's session is a roughly 10-minute morning flow to help kickstart your day, to get out the kinks, the cobwebs. It's super chilled out, nice and slow, and you can bust it out really any time of day when you just feel like resetting, reoxygenating. It's multi-level, so for everybody, just dive in and enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end. So let's go ahead and get our morning flow started. As always, there's options, guys. So either just coming to a nice comfortable seated position with a nice long spine, or rolling over your knees and settling on back into a child's pose. Knees either as wide as the mat or bring them together if your hips don't love the wider angle. And in the mornings, the fog is still lifting, so we're just gonna take this nice and slow, not force anything, and just come into our bodies when they're good and ready for us to move into them. So walking our hands out in front, about as wide as our shoulders, maybe a little wider. Arms activated, all 10 fingers spread, and allowing our heart to sink down to the mat. Just starting to consider our breath. Taking some really nice deep full belly breaths in. And gently exhaling through our nostrils, letting it go. Relaxing anywhere that we can relax. Maybe our foreheads, our jaws, our tongues, our shoulders. Did I say shoulders already? And maybe coming to the tops of the fingers on one hand and allowing your eye gaze to look gently under your armpit of whichever hand is on its fingertips. And then switching sides, doing the same, looking under the other armpit. Another deep breath in, full breath out. Nice. And then let's transition onto our knees, onto our hands, coming into our tabletop. Just getting nice and neutral here, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, long straight spine, eye gaze just slightly in front of your hands. We're going to take some cat-cows, so dropping our bellies, lifting our hearts on the inhale, and on your exhale, pressing firm into the mat, doming your spine, allowing your head to drop. Just moving at your own pace, 3 or 4 more times. Just starting to find some movement in that spine, getting intuitive with what you need here. Maybe it feels nice to drop your bum back towards your heels, moving our hips in circles. If you went one way, make sure you go the other way. No one is looking at you right now, so just get a little bit crazy with it, if that's what your body is calling for. And then when you're ready, let's find some stillness. And we're gonna turn our right fingertips back towards our knees and just gently working into that wrist. So just allowing it to rock forward and back. If that feels okay for you, only go wherever feels okay for your body. If it's too intense, just come out of it. Stay in your cat-cow poses. Keep going with that. And then let's swap our hands, turning left fingertips towards our knees. Little rock side to side, front to back, maybe some circles. Nice. And then settling back on our heels, gripping our fingertips together, a little figure 8. And then let's work out the kinks in our shoulders, rolling them up by our ears, down our back a couple of times. Beautiful. When walking our fingers forward, let's tuck those back toes, really firm up our bellies, our cores, our arms, and then pressing our hips up into our downward facing dog. And sending some breath to the back of those legs, either staying still or finding some movement through paddling out our legs, bending one knee, bending the other. Remembering to stay nice and firm, pressing through the earth, through your hands, not allowing our shoulders to dump in, but really maintaining a nice dome in that upper spine. And then slowly, slowly walking our feet to the front of the mat as slowly as possible. This is not a race. Whoever gets there last wins. Then we're gonna halfway lift, inhaling fingers to our shins. Find a nice straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that twice more. So inhaling, nice straight back. Folding down. And you might eventually come to your fingertips here, but just go wherever you can ensure a straight spine. It really doesn't matter where your hands are. And then let's release on back down. Very slowly unfurling one spinal column at a time. Vertebrae at a time. Let's roll on up. Shoulders come up last. Crown of the head reaches high. Maybe we roll our shoulders up and back a couple of times. I'll just turn so you can see me. And then let's inhale our hands on up. Exhale, gripping right wrist and leaning over to the left side while we start to look underneath that right armpit and work our right shoulder back, keeping our tailbone tucked down and under towards our heels. So our core is still nice and activated. Let's inhale back to center, switching sides, looking under our left armpit. Then releasing our hands to our heart center, finding our breath, reconnecting. And when you're ready, let's inhale our hands on up. Maybe we look up. Exhale, forward fold, lead with the heart, knees nice and bent, all the way down. Inhaling, halfway lifting. Exhale, hands to earth, and stepping back into our downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. Again, maybe some paddling out of those legs. You might come to the top of your toes, find a nice pike position, and then release your heels back down to the earth. Remember, it really doesn't matter if your heels reach the earth or not in this pose. We just want to maintain a nice straight spine. Knees can be as bent as needed here. And then again, we're gonna just walk our feet nice and cruisy up to the front of the mat. Halfway lifting, inhaling, straight spine, forward fold, letting it go. And then again, nice and slow, rolling on up, all the way to the top of the mat, shoulders up by our ears, down our spine. Inhaling, hands on up. Exhale, forward folding, leading with the heart. Halfway lifting, inhale. Exhale, stepping back into our downward facing dog. And now let's just come on down to our knees. Either keeping our toes tucked under, or if it's too much, just unfurl your toes and have a seat down. Wherever you are, let's inhale our hands on up to the sky, really reaching high, but keeping our shoulders away from our ears and encouraging our pelvic bone forward. And then we're gonna exhale, hands to earth, fingertips come alongside our knees, and we release our forehead to the earth. Let's inhale on up. Maybe we look up, maybe a little bit of a back bend, going only as far as you feel comfortable doing so. And then exhaling back down to the earth. Last time, inhale, rising on up. And then exhale, hands back down to the earth. If your toes were tucked, just untuck them, give them a little bit of a paddle out, and have a seat back onto your heels. From here, let's inhale our hands up to our nose. Exhale, dome our spine, allow our chin to drop down. Inhale, hands on up. And on the exhale, releasing your left hand, placing it over on the left side of your mat, and allowing your right arm to reach up and over, and just have a little gaze underneath your right armpit. Inhaling, finding length. And exhaling, seeing if you can deepen a little bit more, encouraging that right arm to move back. Nice. Releasing the right arm back to our lap. Let's do that one more time. So inhaling on up. Exhale, dome. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, releasing right arm over to the side and encouraging our left hand up and over. Inhaling, lengthening, left arm pulling back, and exhale, deepening. Our hands back onto our laps. Couple of more shoulder rolls up and down our spine. Placing our hands wherever feels good, maybe on our laps, palms down if you need a little bit more grounding. Going ahead and closing our eyes down if that feels okay. You can always have your hands at heart center if you prefer, or your palms up if you're feeling a little bit more receptive. Wherever you are, let's take one deep, full belly breath in, filling up our lower lungs, our upper lungs, pausing at the top, and then parting our lips and letting it go. Really nice job. Popping our hands at heart center if they weren't there already. Really joyful sharing these beautiful vibes with you guys. Namaste. All right, well done working through that flow. It's one of my favorites. I love starting the day with that. It just helps, I don't know, lubricate the joints, and also get your head into a frame of mind that is positive and ready to take on your day. If you liked this video, I would appreciate if you could hit the little thumbs up button somewhere down there, as well as subscribe. And pro tip, if you hit the little bell button, also somewhere down there, you'll get notified every time a video is released. So thanks so much. Love having you as part of our community. We'll see you next time.